Hey guys, today will be my first video. I'm lacking a real camera right now, and I really want to get something out there on my channel. Really want to try to test the waters here, just so that you guys know, anyone who's watching this. This channel will really primarily consist of app comparisons, and apps that you should download. For now, though, there's an issue I'd really like to talk about, and that is this rumored Nexus 6 Shamu device, and a lot of the specs and a lot of the rendering sort of has me thinking that we might be not looking at this Nexus 6 in the right way. Let's start with the screen size. Is one of the things that I'd like to start with. To be honest, I've never seen a jump as big as a whole inch in the entire Nexus line. And the Nexus line actually started with the Nexus 1, which was 3.7 inches of a display. Kind of big for its day, not that big, but around iPhone size. The next Nexus was the Nexus S, and that was a 4-inch. And then the Galaxy was the one where we took the big leap in screen size, and that was the 4.65. Almost 4.7. 4.7 was met by the Nexus 4 later on, and finally we are here at the Nexus 5, which is 4.95. Not 5 inches, but 4.95. Very specific. Still under 5. So if you noticed, the jumps in these screen sizes aren't that large. Probably the biggest jump was 0.6, which was from the Nexus X to the Galaxy Nexus. From a 4-inch display to a 4.65 display. That makes me wonder, why would Google want to create a new Nexus device with such a large leap in a display, also knowing that it could be a hindrance to many people's use. I mean, think about it. Phones should have some sort of one-handed use involved in the way that you use your phone. And to create a 5.96 to whatever inch display on a phone makes that pretty much impossible. No matter how thin your bezels are, it's not going to be a one-handed phone. So by doing that, they get rid of one-handed use. What's the trade for that? Well, some people might say, oh, it's the Quad HD, it's the huge screen, media is great on it. And I'm like, yeah, but Nexus has always kind of been in that mid-tier range of prices. They've never been known to be extravagant and expensive, but a 5.9-inch display with Quad HD makes me think that has to raise the price a little bit. It just does. That makes sense, right? There's another thing I have to also talk about. That's the fact that the Shamu device, what is it referencing? Nexus devices have had a history of referencing another device. The LG Nexus 4 referenced the LG flagship of that time. The current Nexus 5 currently references the LG G2. Okay, so what is this new device referencing? It's not. Some might say it's the Moto X, but the Moto X is not the same specifications. It's not the same size, so it's not. The rendering may make it look like it, but what it did is it take the design of the Moto X. I would say that this Shamu and this reference device that we've seen everywhere in renders is not referencing anything. It's not a Motorola device right now. There is no Motorola device with a Quad HD 5.9 display or anything like that, anywhere near that size, near the specifications. Just can't be. But that's just my opinion. Another thing would have to be that this device supposedly has a Snapdragon 805. So you're telling me that with Android L coming about and the big thing being the jump to 64-bit Android, that we're going to just simply get a Snapdragon 805 and not put that to use in a Nexus device? I don't know. I'm not so sure about that one. That one seems a little sketch to me. Another thing that also makes me seem a little sketch on this Shamu device is it's coming to Verizon. And if you've known with the whole history of the Galaxy Nexus with Verizon, you've known that Verizon and the Nexus, they don't go well. They don't go well at all. There hasn't been a Nexus device on Verizon since the Galaxy Nexus because of, lack of updating from Verizon and Google just not being very happy with that. So I'm beginning to think of this device as more of a Motorola Moto S phablet device than a Nexus device. And it might be a way to just sort of hide away the fact that this take away attention from the real Nexus device. And I know that's kind of a long shot right there, but I personally think that that could be very possible. If there's one more thing, my guess is honestly that the new Nexus we're going to see will have a very reasonable screen size. The price will still be reasonable. I could see Quad HD being a thing, but a 5.9 display just there's so many flaws in that. There's so many it's not doing it for me. I would not have a 5.9-inch display phone. I simply would not. But that's just my opinion. It raises the price. It just doesn't seem very Nexus-like for them to do that. I think they're going to go with a much safer screen size, which is 5.2, which is referencing the Moto X, okay, which is a device out right now, which is Motorola's flagship, And by the way, those renderings, they really make me angry because the center of focus for that logo is the Motorola dimple. It's not actually the Nexus logo on the side. And all the Nexus phones, all of them, if I can somehow edit in the pictures of these Nexus devices, the focus on the logo is Google or Nexus. That's it. There's a little tiny spot for the actual OEMs to put their logo, like LG, HTC, Samsung. Those are the three that have made Nexus devices. And that's at the bottom of the device usually. But it doesn't take center stage for a Nexus device. Okay, so I'm thinking this Moto S is maybe just a Motorola device with a Google kernel. Maybe just a distraction from this real Nexus we're going to see sooner or later. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Sorry for what could be not my best first video, but I'm just testing the waters here. I'm also throwing out ideas. I will get a camera soon, and I will start editing, and you'll see content from me within the coming weeks. But I'm not going to be throwing content out very quickly. Go ahead and click subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more rants, more apps soon to come, very soon to come. And I'll see you later. Peace.